name's Jay McKenna, and to my left this week in Order of the Man on the panel, we've got the best grades at school. It's my little brother Joe. How are you, boy?
Yes, I did get the best grades. Was the bar high? Who knows?
All right, coming in at 6'1" as he does each and every week. It's the baby brother of the pack who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you, mate?
Who cares about grades? We all ended up here.
Yeah, we all made it.
This is it. This is the echelon. We are talking about a few high school accomplishments.
Yes, the alums.
The alums dominating this week, so we'll be kicking things off with that. Joey, you got another story about AI.
Oh, it's back.
Hell yes.
Still plugging along.
Junior Boy is asking the question, is the customer always correct?
You bloody betcha, Jakey boy.
We're trying a few things with Marshmallows. We've thrown a poll out to the people. We're going to chat about that later on. And we've also got a TikTok everyday hero, boys. Massive ep. Let's get into it. Boys.
Brother Mingo.
How are we all? Are we all well?
Pumped to be back, boys.
Yeah, back in the stewed.
This time last week, we were bloody talking to the Panthers bird.
Yes, the Penrith Panther Nuffy.
Oh, yeah, almost
that
at the-
dialed in.
It was the exact moment.
And I told her that I was a shark head.
Okay.
So this week I'm wearing the Sharks jersey in honor
Dude.
of my Penrith lady pal.
In honor.
Do you think she listened to the app?
You know what? I didn't notice. Well, none of us noticed at the time. She said when we said, "Oh, it has a fans call, and we're calling you."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I don't listen." We were all like, "Yeah, no shit." But then what she said while we were all laughing at that was she said, "My husband listens."
Hell yeah.
Which I have to think was a lie. We had a rotten liar on the phone.
Yeah.
If we had heard that, we
Should
probably
we
would
call
have.
her back?
What did your husband think of the episode?
Yeah.
If we had heard her say that live, it's funny that all
we
three of us missed it, but then when listening back, you can hear it clear as day.
Selective here.
Almost as if the headphones aren't working.
We were just so engaged with what we were up to.
Imagine if we had have heard that and we went her and we were like, "Yeah, what's his favorite episode?" Or like, "Which brother does he like?"
Yeah,
the most?
who does he
It's
like?
just like,
What is the
it's such a bold. It's always bold to lie because you can get caught out on a lie.
It was sweet of her to say that though.
It
Like,
was.
There must be some
I guess
reason you're
maybe
calling.
she's
Yeah,
not
she must be like, someone must have put my number in.
She would have got home and been like, "Oh, those boys called me," and he would have been like, "What? You're having an affair with 3 men from WA?"
Or maybe he was like, "What? My MagPack guys."
That's
like,
so true.
That's it.
You took my phone one time.
Would be hilarious if it was true. Like, we're not giving her any credit for it being true.
Oh, if it was true.
The likelihood is like less than winning the lotto. But
If it was true and Mr. Husband, you're listening now,
Hubby.
hit us up in the DMs.
Yeah, 047 30 30 88.
beautiful. Big week for the Corpus.
Yes, Corpus Christi College.
Secretary Don follow the Lord.
The school that we went to.
That's it, baby.
Yeah.
Have we mentioned that before?
We definitely have.
We're now talking about it in a positive light.
Yeah. Yeah, Sequere Dominum, Corpus Christi, follow the Lord.
And follow him with pride.
Yeah, follow him with just.
Follow him indeed.
Yeah, so we're all Corpus alumni.
Yeah. In the news a little bit this week, Minwoo Lee has just won his first PGA. First PGA tournament.
That's huge. Congrats, Minwoo Lee. Also a Corpus alumni
Yes, exactly right.
in Josiah.
Yes.
Peers of sorts.
He is for sure.
Did you guys ever match up against
Did
each
we
other
ever
in
caddy?
putt-putt? Did you guys ever
No,
have a
he didn't play
putt-party?
putt-putt.
He went straight
He
to
played
the
real
big
golf.
leagues. Yeah.
We're about to head out and play a bit of golf with a few of the other Corpus alumni.
Yes, some
I wonder if we
alums,
could
yeah.
we see if we can get him to come down.
That would be ideal of sorts.
His sister Min G Lee, she needs to be mentioned as well. She's also a Corpus Christi alumni, a year older than me. And has been dominating. She's actually won multiple PGA championships.
Wow, generational talent.
Sorry, not championships, just tournaments. Sorry.
Yeah.
Potentially championships. It's fantastic in her own right as well. Absolutely dominating. But yeah, Min's first one. Very exciting. Did it in quite entertaining fashion. He won by quite literally like the last shot, which is
The best way
that's
to
what
do
you
it.
want.
keeping
Yeah.
everyone on the edge of their seats, which is fantastic.
The game goes for 4 days, right? The PGA game, the final,
Because no one's ever called it a game.
The old PGA game.
the match.
GA stands for game.
It goes for 4
And
days.
it came
if
down
I
to the last bloody stroke, and then he putted it in.
Oh, God. Anyway, fantastic stuff from Min, and more in maybe your realm, Riley. The arts.
Oh, the arts!
The
the arts shine
To
bright
be-
at Corpus Christi.
To be or not to be, is that not the question?
To be a winner on Australian Idol or not to be a winner on Australian Idol. All will be revealed next
Yes.
week at time of recording.
Gazella.
Gazelle. the gazelle.
lion.
Yeah, the
Lion prey.
The feline of sorts is taking to the stage in the grand final.
Yes, Giselle from Corpus.
Gisella.
She's heading into year 12.
Don't
I think she's.
mispronounce her name again.
Oh, Gisella. Is it Gisella?
It's Gisella.
You take,
No, it's not. What is
take
it
her
actually?
name out of your mouth.
Take her name in vain, and I'll take your veins out of your body. Her name's Gisella. And
Gisella.
I think she's one of the senior school members at the moment. And bloody hell, she's doing it, guys. She's doing it.
She's one of the only under 18s competitors on Australian Idol. She's made it all the way through to the grand final.
Which is insane.
Corpus
guys.
is talking about it quite a lot. They're getting behind it, which is fantastic.
They've
Plenty of
posted quite a elaborate ad in which they're all reading a newspaper thing about her.
Are any subjects getting done at the minute? I
Yeah.
feel like everyone's just. When fair
Yeah.
enough, too.
We had a girl in my year go on The Voice. She didn't get any sort of aura that Gisella's getting.
Did she go well?
She went through. She had the Madden brothers as her coaches. She was great.
Oh, yeah?
She still is a great singer. But Gisella,
She's lost it.
I don't know what they're doing, but the marketing team at
Her-
Corpus Christi, they're
well-
just backing Gisella.
And her dad, because I knew about her before even the auditions. 'cause
Oh, here we go. Joey's a bit of a super fan.
You're better than us.
Joey's been teaching her singing for years.
Her dad was posting in the Corpus Christi alum page prior to it even being on air about we need to get up behind her. And I was thinking, all right, Pops, calm down.
As a choir of
Calm
sorts.
down. A lot of people auditioned, but now
Yeah.
he was right.
Yeah.
He's also the marketing manager at Corpus for all it looks as well.
And you guys yourselves can help Gisella win. 0457 500 700. Gisella, all caps.
Yeah, fantastic to
That's how
see.
you get her to win.
Fantastic to see her dominating in her field as well. It's been a big week,
Yeah.
and we're just sitting here.
Couple of Corpus alum.
Yeah.
Just doing their thing, and us just coming to
Living it
Just
up. Yeah,
watching
we're,
just pronouncing their name.
they're doing good, and we're talking about it.
Good on them. Go Corpus.
He looks like Elon. He thinks like Elon. It's our AI legend. Joey boy, take it away.
Yes, OpenAI, the evil masterminds behind ChatGPT, strike again.
No.
Into my phone. They have launched with a brand new piece of technology
Ooh.
that is taking the world by storm.
What is it, Joey?
It's photos and drawings of things. That's right, drawings. Everyone loves a drawing.
Yeah.
What if your phone could make a drawing for you? Pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'm
right?
speechless.
I'm hooked.
Have you noticed that Joe's Venn diagram of things to bring to the table are either the Perth storm
Yep.
or AI?
Yeah.
And one of them has been banned. Okay, so
Next couple
here's
of
a
months
little.
are going to be repetitive.
Here's
What's
a photo of
What's
us.
happening? Yeah.
Here's a photo of us
Where's that from?
That was
from our
Recent
day of
shoot.
filming.
recent shoot
yes,
we did.
which will hopefully be out soon-ish.
So
I don't
Because
know.
we shot it in.
for the listeners
Feb.
at home, it's,
December.
yeah,
Yeah, that was 6 weeks ago.
yeah, a lot of post production. For the listeners at home, it's a photo of Riley. He's only wearing his underwear,
But it
and he
looks
has
as
his
if-
hand on his whoop. And then I'm in the background doing the Esche ice in the vein.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then Jake is sitting on the couch with a thumb up.
With a footy in his
Not
hand.
That's
yeah,
right.
doing thumbs up. Don't
Yeah.
say he's with a thumb up, right? We just mentioned
up,
that
right.
Joe's not wearing any clothes,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
and Jake's missing a thumb.
Okay.
Jake's
And
hiding his thumb.
so this is a photo. Photos are great, but you know what? Who gives a fuck? So I said, can you make this into a drawing that is in the style of Studio Ghibli, which is the famous one that everyone's been doing,
Yeah.
slash with Pixar, right?
Who's-
I thought it would give
who's
me two, but it just gave me
Ghibli?
one.
With Pixar.
So it's done up a little animation of us.
Oh, that's pretty fucking cool.
What do we think?
It's given me more pants.
It's given you pants and it's moved your hand away from your whoop, which I thought was an interesting choice. But it's pretty good. It's got the chairs
very
right up the
good.
back.
That's sick. We should post that.
We absolutely should. Maybe
This is.
it's got the branding
I see it?
still in it, which is cool.
Oh, yeah.
Hasn't
And then-
morphed the
We'll have to
branding.
post it once this is an irrelevant trend.
So it's pretty
It
it's
says something
pretty
different, though.
accurate.
Oh, what's it say?
Roundup. It
Yeah,
says.
Rogue.
Share it.
It's even got your kitchen, your architecture.
It looks better than the original photo.
Yeah, the photo was a little blurry. I just picked the first one
That's
on my
sick.
camera roll that had all of
I
us.
look like I'm changing.
And you're holding a tomato instead of an
Yeah, you got a
AFL ball.
tomato, yeah.
Oh, well.
Pretty cool.
Can't all be
The
accurate.
hat's there. The
And now
remotes are there.
swipe across to the right. I said, okay, this is
Uh-oh.
great. But now what if it, I was just testing some other things. This is, I said, Simpsons characters.
Oh, hang on.
Oh
What
my
the fuck?
god, this is so
You
cool.
used to have to pay quite a bit of money to get these done.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking of. So this is us as Simpsons characters.
This would cost so much
They'll be
on-
on the YouTube,
Yeah,
maybe.
please don't
On-
just show your phone to the camera.
And
If you
it's interesting because apparently in the style of Simpsons, hand is allowed on crotch. So if you need like a crotch stuff, go with Simpsons.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But there was
good to know.
There better be more of these.
for someone's birthday, people that we know, there was an artist
Do you mind if I just have a look?
did up a Simpsons picture of the three of them.
Yeah.
And I think obviously it's quite a bit of work to do a drawing, apparently. And
So the drawers keep complaining about
yeah, but I mean that guy is completely out of business now.
Even so, the bit that I really like, and make sure the photos up for the YouTube.
Yeah.
The
creases?
is the creases on the couch. So Riley's got his foot on the couch, and there's obviously crease marks. But another thing is my hat. I've got a separate hat. The hat that I'm actually currently wearing is on the couch as well, sitting there. Right?
Yeah.
It's there, and it's been flipped. Like it looks
It looks more
better
aesthetic.
there.
In like the one remote instead
Yeah.
of the three remotes.
And then I've gone with the last one is
Even the box. Sorry, the box on the table. It's a bit.
yeah.
It's a bit on the piss
It
in
looks
the
dirty,
actual
yeah.
photo. In this photo, it's like perfectly open and.
It's missing one flap, but that's all right.
so clearly it's like redrawing everything from scratch.
And how quick
And then the last one is a Charlie Brown one, which I feel like
that one sucks.
they can't all be good. Chat.
But it's true to what the Charlie Brown essence is.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
sort of.
look weird. You and Joe look alright.
Do you know it's not as much Charlie Brown as it is an old ABC show. I can't remember the name of it escapes me. It's like Cornel and Bernie or something. Do you remember Cornel and Bernie?
It's
Here we go. This will be.
Cornel.
Here we go.
Cornel and Bernie. I don't really remember Cornel.
Tracy.
Oh,
No,
but
I
Tracy
don't.
McBean.
For me, it looked a little bit
Can
like.
you ask you to draw Tracy McBain?
So it has a limit.
You have to start
when
playing.
I asked it said it did the Pixar one,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "Oh, this is sick. I'll do a Simpsons one." And it says, "I could do it in 44 minutes." Weirdly specific. So I waited 44 minutes.
So
get
some
lunch
what?
break.
and then
get
I,
lunch
I
break.
Maybe
messaged
someone
you-
is drawing it.
I messaged it
They
again.
employ someone from Fiverr
yeah.
to do it.
So I
really
messaged
quickly.
it again. I said, "Can you please do the Simpsons one?"
Oh, that's, yeah, I do know them.
Coney and Bert. Yeah, nice. That was a good show, actually. That also looks like, you know, the guy who's the pigeon superhero?
Yeah.
They look like he's the same guy. Anyway, and then so I messaged it again. It says, I can do it in 44 minutes. And I'm like, what the hell? You just said that. So I said, you said that last time. And then it said something else. And I said, please try again. And it did do it. And then I asked it to do SpongeBob. It didn't want to do that. And
Why
then
not?
I had
What's
to wait.
What's it saying when you say
What's
do
against the
SpongeBob?
sponge?
It's saying you'll need to wait 19 minutes.
What's it waiting for?
I don't know. They want you to pay for the plus version.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I had to wait a day to this. This was a day of waiting to get the PS one. Clearly not worth it. And I wasted it on it. But yeah, it's interesting.
So you only do one a day.
2 if you trick it.
What if you open up a new chat?
You son of a bitch. No, because it was also saying I can only upload 1 photo a day.
Oh.
Right.
Also, what if I took a risque photo?
I think it would not do it because it
Only
would-
one way to find out, though. Make
know
sure you
it's
share
a
the
whoop.
results online.
yeah, I'll make a talk about.
Please make this just a photo but bigger.
I'll make a talk about my.
But yeah, people are a bit up in arms about it because obviously Studio Ghibli is a amazing art studio.
Oh.
And then you say, oh, Mr. ChatGPT, that's odd. How did you learn to do that? And then they say, well, essentially what we did was we got a giant vacuum, vacuumed up your life work, and now we sort of shoot it out for free. or we will charge.
Yeah.
Do you want
We'll
any of
make-
that money? Because you won't be seeing any of it ever.
Yeah, right. It's happening. It's beginning.
They're
Yep.
stealing.
So-
We've already seen them do the fake podcasting.
Yeah.
They make songs as well.
They can.
We haven't done that on the show.
Some music is better than the current music.
but yeah. Intoxicated.
It's interesting, but again, it's like this AI stuff. You know, I like drawing. I like doing podcasts. I like music.
Catch you later.
So it can do all the fun stuff.
You can
but
get
it
a job
seems
at the AI place.
it seems like ChatGPT needs to learn some of the tricky, boring stuff,
Like
like
vacuuming?
jobs, vacuuming.
No, I have a robot vacuum.
Graphic designing is a job.
Yeah, but it's like a fun job.
Oh, yeah. So you want to do the boring.
The boring jobs.
Yeah, they are taking the good ones. At the
Yeah, they're
moment.
getting the fun stuff, and the robots are going to be having all the fun, and then we'll be stuck in accounts.
It's not that long ago that we went to our good friends at Five. Remember that bloke who kept calling me boss?
Yeah, what's his name?
Kang.
Kang, that's it.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
wow, Joey.
Yeah. He's
You're not
still,
redundant yet, mate. Hang in there.
Kang's still on the payroll.
Yeah.
Joe's our finance here.
Hey, boss.
What
What do you keep calling you? Captain?
No, boss.
Captain.
It was always. Was it?
Hey, Captain.
I think Captain.
Yeah, it was Captain.
Oh, maybe. Fuck, we should bring him back.
Yeah, remember the song? Our song, it said, "Enter my fiver matey, who's always calling me the Cap."
Yeah, that's right. He was calling me captain.
That's
That's
the left side of my
Yeah, so
brain.
he's
I was
out of a
using there,
job.
Joey.
But do you remember when we used to, for season 2, I think it was initially, we got a logo made up.
Yeah.
Fuck me, that took forever, and it was some of the grossest imagery we've
Yeah,
ever seen.
like the Ghibli one, I would prefer to use as well.
I would prefer just
Pod
me to
logo.
just draw something than that.
Yeah, that sucked.
And that
it was
cost like a bit, not heaps
The
of
worst
money.
part was that
More than a fiver.
Yeah, more than $5. That app lies.
the worst part
Like,
was that like he had like other podcast graphics that he had made, and it was essentially like the
It was the
exact
same one.
yeah, yeah.
He just gave me a hat. Fuck it. So it's good to know. So it's good to know. So
Poor
it's good to
Kang.
know that we have
Yeah, free.
Chat.
for future. We can just
Chat for the
create
win.
animations.
Your therapist and your drawer.
All my problems.
Junior boy, I believe you've got a question to pose the boys.
Boys, I'm going to ask you a question.
Riley's posing you a question. Nice.
That's right. I have a couple jobs going at the moment.
Oh,
To say the
I got a
least.
couple jobs.
Well, you got maybe we won't say it.
Yeah, a couple.
A group,
Yeah, more than a couple.
like a
lot of
baker's dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, and one of them is a retail job.
Oh,
Shouts out my retail job.
retail job.
And there's a saying in retail, the customer is always correct. And I want to ask you boys, I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me whether or not this customer was indeed correct.
Okay.
Alrighty. So obviously you're going to need to do some training to understand the bylaws of the industry. No, so I work at a hardware store, right?
Yeah.
And in the hardware store, there's a section where tradies can come in and park their utes and load them up with large goods, for example, long lengths of timber or
Okay,
steel.
Checks out.
And so this lovely Sunday Arvo rolled around, and this lady pulled up in a big Ford Ranger Tremor.
Oh, the tremor.
Which
What
is
year?
like- I think it would have been like 2021, 22.
Wow.
It's like a massive black ute. So nice.
Kind of like yours.
Yeah, but like double the size. It is like
Wow,
it's huge, right?
Truck.
Yeah, it's like a genuine truck. Like this thing was probably like 4 ton. Anyway, so she rolls in and she asks for a specific barbecue for me to load it into her truck. And I was like, yeah, it's a big one. And I was like, yeah, I could do that for you. I'll go and try find it for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went looking around the store. Eventually found the pallet, which had the barbecue on it. And I wheeled the pallet out to her car with my buddy. And by the time that I pulled the pallet out, there was another car that parked right behind her ute. So I was like, could you please roll your car forward so I can access the tub?
Yep.
So we can get it in the back here. And she said, I've just got to go in and pay. Can you? And then handed me her keys. And then I went.
So that's how you got the new car that's out front.
So then I went like, first instinct, I reached out to grab the keys. I was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, ooh,
Probably not.
wait a minute. I don't know if I can drive customers' cars. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you don't want
You're
to.
not a valet.
I was like, as much as I would love to drive this 75 grand brand new truck you've got here, I don't think I'm allowed to drive any customers' cars. And she said, pussy.
Did she actually? She called you a
Actually.
pussy.
She looked me in the eyes and said, "Pussy."
What? Just one word. No follow on.
Just still keys handing out and just said, "Pussy."
Did she go to walk off, or was she then? So at this point, she's looking at you. Keys are out.
Yeah, I've
She's
like
staring
gone to
at
grab
you.
him, pulled him back and said, "No, I can't drive your car." And then she's just said, looked in my soul and said, "Pussy."
Based on how she was as a person, were you like her demeanor, the way
She was like
dressed,
a
all
genuine
this?
like 6'5" bird, you know?
Were
Like,
you how shocked were you to hear her say
oh,
that?
she was like mum vibes, but just like a real like she, she was driving a big truck. Like she knew what she was doing. She's trying to pick up a barbecue that's worth like $600. Like
Well-
she seems like a tomboy.
So what did you do when she hit you with the P
My,
word?
my question is, build out the next 5 seconds after the pussy comment's made.
I laughed. I just started laughing. I looked
Like
over
a
at
pussy.
My,
Like an absolute pussy cat.
I
Oh,
cackled.
you've got me.
I cackled and then looked over at my friend and then saw him cackle and I was like, "Yeah, no, I'd love to, but I won't." And she just kept. Then she said it again. She was
Oh,
like,
she called you a pussy again.
and she like pulled her keys away. And was like, "Pussy." And then I
Was
like,
it venomous or
and
was
then
it in jest?
The first one was just like so deadpan that I was like, "This could go either way."
yeah.
And then the second one was like, she just started laughing about it. And then she called me pussy within the 3 to 5 range as she walked around, got into the car, and then rolled it forward.
What you
she
should have done.
kept, she kept saying it.
Yeah, because me and my mate were just like laughing our heads off about it. She was like, "Pussy."
What you should have done is
That's weird. It's
right.
actually
what you
just
should have done
strange.
is driven the car into a wall.
Anyway, and then so she went in. After she did that, I opened up the tub, and then me and my mate lifted the bloody like 90-kilo barbecue. In.
Yeah. You should have asked her to do it herself, and if she couldn't.
And then
You know what to call her.
and then we were still having to laugh about it. And then she walked inside, and my new boss had just started. My new boss of our department had just started. That was the first day that I'd met him. And then they walked out together, like he just put through the payment for her. And then they walked out together, and then she pointed at me and said, "This bloke's a pussy." To my brand new boss, I actually hadn't even really said hello to him yet. Just like waved at him as I walked past him, just like to acknowledge like we work in the same team now. And then he was like, "What?" And she was like, "He's a pussy. I asked him to move my car and he wouldn't move it." And then we were all just laughing about it. How awkward. And then my boss walked off, and then I walked off. And then I saw him later on, and he was like, "That chick was a bit weird, eh?"
Did you ask him, are you allowed to drive people's cars
I
around?
was like, "Yeah, I don't think a customer's like, I've been called a couple of things before. I don't think a customer's ever called me a pussy, especially not in front of my boss." And then
No, not in front of, to him. Like looking for
Yeah.
approval. Like she wanted to make a complaint.
and then he was like, "Yeah, it was funny, yeah." And then I was like, "Yeah, we're not allowed to like drive customers' cars." He was like, "God no." He was like,
Yeah.
"God no, you made the right call."
Part of me was hoping.
Good job, pussy.
Righty boys, new segment here. It's not too dissimilar to something we've done in the past. We're asking the people of the pack some questions.
Oh yeah.
My favorite goodie to grab off the shelf.
I bloody love him. How about yourself?
I hate 'em, would rather lick a hole. Time to take it to the backpack pole.
Oh yes, dude.
It's a simple premise. We're basically asking the people of the podcast, the people of the pack, a few questions over the coming weeks and months. We're kicking things off today with what is your favourite coloured marshmallow? Pink or is it white, boys?
That's huge.
Before we go to the poll, what do we think?
That's the thing. You've got bland or pink, and I've locked in pink as my favorite.
Pink. Oh, yeah, pink is good.
Thanks, bro.
What? Pink is obviously strawberry. White is
Cloud.
white is marshmallow. I think you got to go with pink, but I wouldn't want to just have pinks.
Yeah.
I would rather just have whites
Ooh.
What?
than just have pinks.
Nice.
That's a rogue
You
thing.
can't-
You can't. So you said pink is your favourite, but you'd prefer to have whites.
Yeah, pink is too much. It's too much. But if you're just having one,
Here's another question.
pink is good.
Yeah, I agree on that. But can you s'more a pink? Can you burn a pink on the fire? Or is that only exclusively white?
You can do both. But white is a classic burn.
White's got the crispy edges. It's got the
when you
contrast.
imagine it. Even thinking back
I've
on my
never-
life, I'm like, I must have put a pink in the fire.
Right?
Right? But why is my brain not imagining it when I try?
Yeah.
I'm personally big on the whites. I would have one white.
What about the marshmallows?
I would have one white marshmallow. I would have a bag of white marshmallows. I don't need the pink at all.
Ooh.
That's huge.
Really? So the pink doesn't spark joy?
Look at the color of the packaging, boys.
No.
Yeah. That plays their bet.
It is entirely pink. One thing before we get into that, so we've obviously got the people who have put in their thing. All right. So you've gone with which color?
Who cares? I mean, pink.
You?
Pink.
And I've gone white. The people of the pack have voted. We had 49% of people said they liked pink.
Okay.
Oh.
And 46% of people said that they liked white.
Wait a minute, but that doesn't add up.
While 5 other percent of people replied with they taste the exact same. So there is a bit of a question mark around whether or not there is actually a flavour difference. Now,
Has to be.
what is interesting is you called it, strawberry? Pink strawberry?
Isn't it?
And then you said white was what?
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow. And you said cloud. So
Yeah.
it tastes
Cloud.
like if you licked a cloud.
Yeah.
Nice.
Missed.
There must be, look at the back. There's got to be flavoring on
Well,
it.
what's interesting is that throughout the whole idea of any of this, from Pascal, from the marketing standpoint, at no point do they ever mention any flavors. Just pink and white. It never says
Yeah.
like it's strawberry or vanilla. It's just pink and white.
The only thing they do say is no artificial colors, which means that there must be an ingredient in the pink that makes it that color, which isn't coloring.
Well, they have the ingredient color 120.
Oh, the
So I don't
could be-
understand how you can say no artificial colors. But
Right.
then you put in a color. Is that not the artificial bit?
What classifies as
Wait, I'm going to look up
artificial?
color.
So I'm just quickly going to read out the ingredients list.
Here we go.
Sugar comes in number 1. Then glucose syrup.
Yeah, which
Then,
is also
then
sugar.
inverted sugar. So I don't know what
That's
that
3
means.
types of sugars.
That's just sugar that's, I don't know, pushing its belly in.
Yeah.
Then gelatin.
also just basically sugar.
No,
Flavor,
it's not.
Flavors.
You coward.
You pussy.
Okay.
Flavors, comma, that's it. That's all you get. There's flavors. Color 120, which Joey mentioned, and then some cornstarch as well, but may contain milk,
Guys.
which is never mentioned in there.
I think the lead of this segment has been hiding in plain sight all along.
No way. Should we
Colour-
wait? Do you want to wait till we finish the segment before you tell us this? If it's going to spoil the next part of the game.
It's just about where they get the color from.
I don't mind this. Let's go with it now.
Color 120, also known as carmine or cochineal, is a natural red food coloring. That's brilliant. It's derived from the cochineal insect, which looks like this.
Oh, it looks like a raspberry.
Yeah, so they're saying it's not artificial because it's
It's
natural.
but it's an animal.
It's just a bug
That they've crushed.
that they've crushed up or something. I guess
so the pink coloring in Pascal's marshmallows is actually a bug.
it's a bug.
Well, that's definitely mind blowing.
Yeah, it's a
Can I
bug.
change my favorite from favorite marshmallow from pink back to white?
I like the brown
Yeah,
ones. They
okay.
taste like steak.
Fuck. So the labeling of this, it can be known as color. So if you don't want to eat a bug, avoid color 120, color E120, cochineal carmine,
Stop
carminic
saying-
acid, which doesn't sound like a bug.
Why do you keep saying the word
Oh, okay.
That's the name.
Yeah.
Cochineal.
Again.
Or color index CI 754.
Okay, we're getting into the weeds,
Okay,
Joe.
I'll stick
Classic.
away from color index CI457.
Interesting stuff. Another thing, just quickly, without looking, how would you spell marshmallows?
Oh, okay. MARSHE.
Hang on.
Wait, let me write it out. Joe, you go first.
MARSHMALLOWS.
Okay.
We've probably gone the same. MARSHMELLOW.
Correct. Okay. So one of you is correct. I have always spelt them the way that you have, with an E. Marshmallow is what I call them. But they're marshmallows. M-A.
You definitely say
Marshmallow.
mellow.
Oh my god.
Like caramello.
But also on the package, the letters are so over and under each other.
They're trying to hide the A.
Yeah.
What are they hiding at Pascal?
Look at their slogan.
The big softy, which is what we've called Joe since birth.
The big.
What we're going to do now. So
Fascinating.
basically,
An hour segment.
Yeah.
this is the show now.
How can
Joey,
we break
here we go.
down the graphic design?
No, it's not.
Could chat.
Joe, what we're going to get
Recreate.
you to do, because you don't eat animal products, and as of
Or
the
bugs.
most recent bombshell, there's
Gelatin.
bugs involved in this.
See, that's why being vegan is so hard. They sneak the bugs into you while you sleep.
And they list them as color 120. Good luck.
I've never heard of that animal.
We'll get you to open them up. Now, what we're going to do here very quickly, very briefly, is to basically check whether or not it is... Firstly, if they actually taste. So we're going to check now if there is actually a taste difference between the pink and white marshmallows.
Yep.
But as part of that, we want to see if there is a difference. But secondly, if we can taste the difference. Because Riley said he likes pink. I've said I like white. If we then try the two and Riley can't work out the difference and I can't work out the difference, do we actually like them for the flavour or do we like them for the
bug.
visual?
Yeah.
Be quite a telling little
Alright.
experiment. So we're going to go 3. Joey can put in any... Riley's going to put blindfold on to kick things off.
Yep. I've
then-
got Mum's sleeping mask, which kind of resembles a brassiere. Look how padded it is.
It's very padded for...
I hope it's a sleeping mask. Let's find out.
So, Joe, I want you to pour... Let's go 3. 3
Yeah.
different ones in there.
Yeah, you do look like a...
Where's my mic?
It looks like the Cockney-Hill insect.
I'm currently blind.
So Joe's chucking them in there. What we're going to get you to do, Riley, is guess the one that you're going to have, or guess the one you're eating.
Yes, yeah. Try and predict the future.
Guess the one you're
See
eating.
if you can do that.
And then at the very end, so we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. You're going to guess as you go, and then we will tell you at the end how many correct you got. The cup is on your notepad. Grab it.
I am. Hello.
All right. So your first one. What are we doing here? Have a go.
Have a taste.
Going in for the marshmallow.
Okay. We're not going to obviously. Oh, he's dropped it on the
He's dropped
desk.
it.
All right, marshmallow number 1.
Okay. Here we go.
Going in the mouth.
Just put it in your mouth, and then talk us through what you're feeling, what you're tasting.
So I've got teeth on teeth at the moment.
We just think you paid quite a bit of money to get.
I know exactly what colour that is.
Okay, lock something in. What are you going with?
I definitely have always thought that marshmallows have flavour. And the one I just tasted is white.
Okay, interesting.
Was white.
Okay.
He's going a white one initially. Number 2 is sliding into the mouth.
See what we're working with here.
So I did this a few years ago.
I didn't see what that one was.
Oh, I do.
All right, we got a curveball.
Okay, now this is when it,
Is that
this
one
is-
black?
This is when it gets.
Can
a
I
bit
have
tricky.
my third one just in case?
No.
No. You got to
See,
guess
like-
after that.
Oh, is it your favourite or is it Cloud?
That's what I mean. Like usually, if you have your favorite, you know what it is.
Yeah.
There's not many things in the world where you eat it knowing it's your favorite, and then you're like, "Is that the one I like or don't like?"
I'm going to back it in here and I'm going to go, that was also white.
Okay, interesting. So Riley is now on his last marshmallow.
Yep.
Mallow, should I say?
One thing I hate is the way that marshmallows feel.
Yeah. How do
one of
they
my
do
biggest-
that?
I actually get the irrits from it.
They also another interesting ingredient on here is invert sugar.
Yeah, we mentioned that. What's that?
What
mean?
is that?
It's inside out.
Fuck does that?
They flipped him over. Riley's got the third one in his mouth at the moment. What are we locking in, Junior boy?
I believe you guys have taken me for a walk and I've just had 3 whites.
You are incorrect. You are
It
incorrect.
was definitely number 2 then. Number 2 felt
number
weird.
2. The number 2.
Wait, what was number 2?
I don't know.
Oh, well, you get to.
I've locked in everyone as white
Okay.
at
But-
time.
Yeah, you're
But
definitely
now,
right.
now you're incorrect at least once.
Do you know which one is incorrect?
Which one do you reckon's incorrect?
It was definitely number 2.
And which one do you think that was?
That was this number 2. I guessed it was white, but it was pink.
Okay.
Interesting.
That
Are we
is-
telling him the results?
Yeah, well, that is correct. But you weren't correct initially. So the pink one was number 2. So you went white, pink, white.
Might catch some sleeps while we're here.
But you were
Getting
unaware.
sleepy.
All right,
right, now
my
Jake's
crack.
gonna
Let's see
mask
how
up.
we go. So it does prove it's not super Not easy,
right.
because you backed in. You backed in that the three that you just had were all identical.
Yeah, I thought they were all whiteys. But no, I had been gimped. I had been gimped by the flavour gods.
Oh god! All right, here we go. It's
Here we
a little
go,
bit tricky when you get the old mask on.
Joe, close your eyes as well, just for safety. I reckon they...
If we can just
Yeah.
put the cup here.
It's not ready yet, but okay. So Joey's put 3 marshmallows in the cup, and you've got to taste all the marshmallows and tell us what colour you think the ones you're tasting are.
Thanks for explaining it to me, because I did just do it with you.
That's right. I'm
We're
just doing
trying
it-
to find out, do pink and white marshmallows taste different? And can you tell?
Exactly.
All right, are we good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Cool. All right, we're gonna go first one here. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a marshmallow either.
I reckon
All right.
1 second to go. Jake has put the first marshmallow in his mouth. I know the colour. Joe knows
That's
the
pink.
colour.
He's locked in pink.
He's guessed pink as the first
All right,
one.
on to the next.
That was a quick guess.
He dips in again. Number 2
Double dipping.
for the
Do you reckon
mellow.
I'll see how quickly I can guess this one?
Here we go. He's doing a time trial of sorts. Oh, he's chewing number 2. This is where
he's
things
thinking,
get
"Oh, not so quick
trepidatious.
now.
That's pink as well.
He's locked in pink.
We've
Okay.
had 2 pinks.
La finale.
The final one. The last dance. He chews. He chews.
He
He
chews.
chews.
That one's white. We're not even mid. I've taken 3 bites of that. That one's white.
So he's got his 3 answers in. He's gone pink, pink, white. Would you like to know?
I couldn't be more confident either. I would put my house on that.
Okay.
Wouldn't do that.
There you go. That's what I'm locking in.
Okay, he's locked in
Pink,
pink,
pink, white. I'm very confident.
Well, you're lucky you're a better Jakey because you were bang on the money.
He's done
Really?
Pink, pink, white was the order that you had them.
That's mammoth. See, this is what I mean. They do taste different.
They must do.
They absolutely taste different.
Only like just though.
I think the dust of it.
Because the
It's a bit
inside
that
of a pink one,
It's still pink.
how about this?
Uh-oh.
Oh, it is pink. I
What
swear when
colour
you-
did you fucking think it was going to be?
I thought it'd be a cool reveal.
It wasn't Bill Nye.
Alrighty, boys. Now it's time for our favourite weekly segment. It's time for our Everyday Hero.
Boys, boys, boys. I'm coming to you with a hero.
He's coming in hot.
But this one isn't one that I've seen in the flesh, but it's
Oh.
one I've heard about via my telecommunications device in my hand.
Oh, nice.
That's right, guys. I was scrolling through TikTok the other day when I was brought to tears
Oh.
Tears.
by a slideshow format talk.
A slideshow one. What song was on?
Was it that song that made Joe cry at radio?
Yeah.
the other day? Oh.
Should we leave it playing?
No. We should.
Not for copyright infringement.
That is a sad one.
It hurts now that you're gone by I Don't Like Mirrors. That's the
There you go. So while you're listening to this story, put that on. A cat just ran past the cat. Just ran past
Our
the
cat
window.
or
Not
rent cat?
sure. You can never be too sure, can you?
No.
So I was scrolling through Reels when I saw...
Okay, you're changing
Hang
your
on,
story,
hang on.
buddy.
Your Honour.
I was scrolling through TikTok when I saw this doll post a 5 slideshow story time. Ready?
What happened to Reels?
How do you post
No, we're on TikTok.
Oh, sorry.
We're TikToking, bro. So this lady, she has no name. Her at is
Oh.
user?
she has
user?
no name, just 2 exclamation points as her username. Lost password to main account as her bio. So
Okay.
there we go. She
There
is
you go. Don't have to tell us your full life story in
she's
your bio.
merely a mule of heroes at this point.
Okay.
And this is what I see on the first page.
No,
A selfie, a Snapchat selfie just saying, just hit a Tesla in the Snapchat box. But added on the
Yeah,
on the
and she
Tik-
was texting.
on the TikTok text, it says POV. You accidentally hit another car in a McDonald's car park, but it ends up being the most wholesome experience ever.
What?
I know, right?
Okay, next slide.
The next one is another selfie, Snapchat format. Hope the Macca's is worth it.
Nice.
And she says, we exchanged numbers. I told him I would cover all costs to get it fixed. I was worried as he was elderly and he was very quiet. I thought he was very upset. When we swipe to the next one.
Yeah.
She's interior, McDonald's.
Oh,
Nice.
she's inside.
Guys, another Snapchat photo. Guys, he's so cute. He just told me he isn't going to get it repaired. Text. After a few minutes in Macca's, he came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder, telling me it's okay and that he appreciated my apology and that he could tell I was sorry he wasn't. And he could tell I was sorry, so he wasn't going to get the scratches fixed. In the moment, I was so shocked. I didn't know what to say except thank you. But I knew that I had his number and I had to message him to express how thankful I was and how sorry I was.
Okay.
That night.
How old is this woman? Do we know just a general
Like a
ballpark?
teenager.
Oh,
like
okay.
my age.
Okay.
You're in your 20s.
Hi.
So just are you going to be accurate about anything at this point?
Hi, X.
And the old man is 23.
Yeah. So now we've moved to text format. This is her texting.
Texting
here.
the
lady
Hey
texting
guys,
man.
remember.
Oh, yeah.
It really needs it, to be
It's
honest.
not hitting the same without it. I'm going to do this last little bit.
No, please don't.
Hi. I just want to say thank you so much again. Yeah,
We can't hear you in the mic. We can't. You're just shouting.
The music does more than
You're
that.
shouting off mic. We can't actually hear you.
All right. I'll just play it so we can hear it.
Yeah.
Hi, X. This is in text form.
Yeah.
Need I remind you, green message.
Oh.
So this old man,
Let's host her.
how sad.
Can't afford a Tesla but not an iPhone. What's wrong with this guy?
I'm nervous because he's going to be terminally ill or something here.
No. It's just, so she walked into the Macca's. She drove, it smashed this guy's car, found whose car it was, apologized to him. And then he said, he was quiet. He just stared at her the whole time.
I have no
And then-
idea who's getting
And
the
then so
hero
she
at this
thought,
point.
so she thought,
I think the artist
someone
of this song.
someone else in Macca's who shot the old guy.
so she thought he was pissed because he just stared at her like the whole time, didn't say anything
Yeah.
back. And then he came up to her before he left and said, "Don't worry, I'm not going to get it fixed. Like,
We heard this.
It won't
bit,
cost
yeah.
anything."
We're at the text message now.
Now she texted him, "Hi, I just want to say," she's not very good at copywriting. "Hi, I just want to say thank you so much again for your kindness and grace. I'm so sorry about your car. I was so shocked and overwhelmed when it happened.
Stop playing the phone.
But wanted to properly apologize to you for my misjudgment in parking. I cannot express my thankfulness right now in you letting me go. Please let me know.
Go.
Please let me know in the future if you end up getting it fixed or if you need me to send you some money. Cannot express your or if you need me to send you some money. I cannot express my appreciation and your forgiveness. I wish you all the best." He replies hours later, the next day. "Thank you, X."
Why are we saying? Is that the
That's
person's
the
name?
person's
Okay.
name. "Thank you, X."
Oh, I thought he was doing like a
Yeah.
he was shooting his shot.
Big kissies.
"Thank you, X, for a really lovely message. I appreciate it. It was an enriching experience for the both of us.
Fuck.
At my stage in life, I'm not after the last dollar, particularly if I can help someone. Money is not really that important. We each did our bit to make the world a better place, and we both won. Thanks for bumping into me. Best wishes."
That's very nice.
Which bit did you cry?
Then the other music again.
This bit.
There you go.
That's
Thanks
it.
for bumping into me.
'Cause you
Thanks
hear
for
the-
rear-ending me.
You hear her side of the story for the whole thing. Well, that's a different TikTok.
We don't need to do it again.
And then
dude.
at the end, he hits you with this beautiful sentiment. Money really isn't that important, and we both made the world a better place. Thanks for bumping into me.
I do like that he's probably appreciated someone as like showing him empathy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
More so than any amount of cash that he was ever going to receive.
He was really chuffed to get a text.
Yeah, that's why it took him so long to reply. I don't know what the fuck to do with this thing.
Thank you for bumping into me.
Thank you
The
for
double
bumping into
entendre.
me. Yeah.
That cut when I was listening to that tune
That-
and then read, "Thank you for bumping into me."
Wow.
That's,
What does that mean?
that means she hit him with his car.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, it's the juxtaposition.
Yeah, because it means also a friend bumping in.
And thanking someone for it
sure.
in two different
You
ways.
wouldn't thank someone for bumping your car.
At my
That's for
age,
sure.
money isn't anything.
I like
But
it.
at your age it is.
I like it a lot.
Who's getting the hero?
the old
The guy. It has
The
to
old
be the
man.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can't be encouraging the other
anger
behaviour.
begets anger. And this man
It
rose
is-
above
it's a
what
nice-
a petty crime.
It's a nice sentiment.
was.
When it's all said and done, the car doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? It's the connections we make along the journey that we will
sure.
take to our grave. We love it very much. This week's Everyday Hero is going to the Tesla man for just not caring about the cash.
It's bigger than that, isn't it?
Exactly. Being more happy with the connection than the cash. Alrighty, boys, that just about brings us to the end of another episode of the podcast. Good, Joe. You've had 5 minutes to have a swig. Have a swig now.
Jay!
Just a bit of swig. We need to bring up a swig on air.
Good show.
I've got a new bottle.
Good show.
Oh my gosh.
That's hectic. That shot through his mouth.
This one's projectile already.
Oh, God.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, that's good for the tech. A good show, lads. Jonesy's just turned his light off over there, which is exciting.
Oh, yes, too.
The neighbour often has. Do you reckon they get best show in town, worst show in town? Because you could see from the
Did we
outside.
do this last week?
Yeah.
You could see through very.
For sure, we can't see them. They could be. He could be lining us up with a pistol.
Do you know how? Yeah, they definitely could be. Hey,
We mentioned them in the pod last week.
Mentioned him in the radio. They're
Mentioned
getting
him
a
in
fit.
radio.
Let's get him as a
I
guest.
was going to bring it up, but I didn't know if we were going to dive down that well again.
You gotta do
It
it.
was quite the embarrassing story, boy.
Give anyone just so Riley mentioned a little bit of a tale on the radio on Saturday regarding
Yeah.
an incidental bump into.
Yeah, look, so unfortunately, we also bring up the neighbours that live right across the way from us here
Wonder if
that
they
they,
can hear
that they
this.
can see through because the fence is only 6 feet tall and they're minimum 6'3".
Yeah, they're
In their
big
family.
boys. They're big boys.
And I was telling you a story about how the last week, literally this time,
Was it-
Monday
was
last
it?
week, yeah.
oh, maybe you could
Wait, the night.
recreate.
Monday last
Could
week. No,
recreate.
during the morning. Yeah, I was showering in the morning. Blinds were akimbo.
That's not what it means.
I love when you do that. You do that more than anyone I've ever known.
Yeah, blinds were open, and
Kimbo.
yeah, akimbo. Obviously, I was also akimbo.
Yes, that kind of work.
What is
One
akimbo
ball in
mean?
each hand. Akimbo is when you have. I only know it from Call of Duty. Kimbo is when you have 2 guns.
I don't think that's accurate.
Wouldn't have thought that.
Anyway, I'll have a look.
Don't Google on the device we're recording on.
Jesus, this is next level.
Okay, yeah. Pull it up in front of the waveform, so now we can't see if anything.
Having the hand on the hip and the elbow turned outward.
Yeah, so it's like when you're standing with your hands on your hips, akimbo.
All right.
Anyway, so the window was akimbo, and
People you may know.
what? As if that's popped up. Who's your mutual? Jake's just scrolling through Facebook, and Sam Kerr has popped up in mutual friend.
It's got to be a scam, right?
No, it doesn't look it. Add friend.
Ad, dude.
Add?
Yeah.
See what
Popping
happens.
up in your bloody.
Stay tuned. Stay
That was
tuned.
the
You
start
guessed.
of the Macback featuring Sam Kerr. Let's go. Our new radio show, Radio Freo.
But yes, you got caught out.
Yeah. So I was standing there with towel over my shoulder, enjoying the view in the mirror and enjoying the view outside in the window when I saw our lovely neighbour walk past, and his head was over akimbo,
Fully Kimbo.
Absolutely.
over the fence, and he was walking past. Luckily, he didn't flick his eyes over to my direction through the window, because I would have called him a peeping Tom if he did.
Peeping Tom, I've got my full Monty out.
But as part of the story, you did build a fantastic little tune.
I
Do
did.
you reckon you could find it for us? I'll see if I
Have
can
you got? Is the song on Spotify
get you
yet?
hooked up.
Or you're more of a SoundCloud
It might be.
guy?
Speaking of cloud, it might be saved in the cloud. So let me have a look.
Let's have a gaze, pal.
Um,
I'm nervous for what you're going to pull out here. Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good.
I was naked.
That's not the song.
okay, I've got it. Yeah.
You
I've
good?
got it.
All right, go. Hit us with it. So this is a song Junior Boy put together to describe the scenario live on radio for all of our listeners.
Alright. Neighbour walked past and caught me red-handed. Poor bloke from next door. Picture this, I was butt naked, clothes on the bathroom floor. How could I forget that they are nothing short of 6'3"? All that time I was standing there, hoping his eyes wouldn't flick to me. Why leave the blinds open like a thriller? My tushy's so white, it's the colour of vanilla. It's also quite hairy, resembles a gorilla. It's a place of cleaning, not a place to chiller. I hope they didn't see, I can only pray. I wish it was night, not the broad light of day. When I see them next, do I even say hey? Will they make a sculpture of me made out of clay? What an awkward encounter. It was me. Just finished using the loofah. It was me. Just come out of the shower. It was me. Lucky there was no camera. It was me. Saw the towel on my shoulder. It was me. Enjoying the view. What an amateur. It was me. Standing next to baby powder. It was me. Thank God it's all over. Good stuff, eh?
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff, Junior Boy. Fantastic.
Thank you, mate.
Fantastic little song. Fantastic song, fantastic story. Love it. If you want to hear stuff like that, tune in to radio on Saturday morning. It's all akimbo.
That's it, baby. Radio Freo 107.9. Catch us there.
We can promise you it's all akimbo. Boys, until we do this time next week, stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to
Go give your mama a hug.
It's for now, but not forever.